A strong thumbnail for YouTube often has a bold photo with a clear caption overlaid. This video will show you the essential Photoshop techniques to quickly accomplish this goal. First, size should be 1280 by 720. So I'll go to File, New, plug in 1280 for my width and 720 for my height. Click Create. Then I'll bring up my Finder window. I've got an example photograph I'm going to use, so I'm just going to drag and drop that onto my canvas. It's going to shrink my image to fit the current canvas, but I want to just select a portion of this image. So I'm going to start by making it 100%. So in the top menu, let's enter 100% for width. And then I've got it linked, so height is also 100%. If it's not linked, you can click the little link icon, or you could just manually type in 100 for both. Then I'll manually move the image around and play around with the size and just bring my subject to the center of attention, or more specifically, place my subject in focus. I'm going to do it slightly off-centered to the right just to add a little bit more interest and follow the rule of thirds. Once I'm happy with the placement and size of my image, I'll click the checkbox. And then I want to be able to remove all the excess part of the image that is hanging over the canvas. So in my layers, I'm going to right-click the image and find the option to rasterize it. And then I'm going to go to Image, Trim, leave the default options and click OK. And now you can see the boundaries of the image matches the canvas. Now let's make this photograph stand out. Let's make it pop a little bit. I'm going to go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter. And under color, I'm going to up the vibrance. Let's try 75. You can click and hold down the preview icon to disable the setting changes you make. And then if you let go, it'll re-enable them. So it's just a good way to see a before and after of the effects that you're making. I think the 75 looks pretty good here. So let's move on to our next effect. I'm going to scroll down to Lens Blur and check Apply. This will blur the background, bringing attention and focus to my subject. So again, I'll just quickly show what this looks like without. And there it is with it applied. Let's try upping the blur. So we'll go from 50 to 75. Here it is off, here it is back on. Most of the time it does a good job of distinguishing from your background and the subject you're bringing focus to, but occasionally it's a little bit off and can use some fine tuning. For example, behind the ear here, some of the background is actually brought into focus. To adjust that, we're gonna scroll down and find the option to visualize depth. This is gonna color code our image, showing us which parts are in focus and which parts are being blurred. And you can see there's a focal range selector. And right now this white box is around the yellows and a little bit of the oranges. So that's what's going to be in focus. If I were to expand this box, I could bring more of the image into focus. I can basically bring everything into focus by selecting the purples as well. But I do like the range that it gave me. What I need to adjust here is this part behind the ear. This is part of the background, but because it's got a little bit of this lighter purple, it's showing as in focus. So to address this, I'm going to get the blur brush, and then I'm just going to paint over that. And it's going to make it a darker purple. It's going to put it in that part of the range that is being blurred. Then I'll uncheck Visualize Depth to bring it back to its normal mode. And there we go, that's much better. So now it's part of the background and it really makes the ear and the side of the face stand out better. So with our vibrancy and focus effects in place, let's click OK. And let's turn our attention to the text caption. Using the text tool, I'll add some text. Fern's the name of the goat in the photo. And we'll fine tune this text in a second, but the first thing I like to do when I'm working with text for a thumbnail is bring up the navigator. So if we go to Window and Navigator, I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to make it smaller because I want to get a sense of what this image is going to look like when it actually shows up on YouTube. Obviously, it's going to be much smaller than what I'm working with here. And when that happens, we tend to lose details in our text. So I just want to make sure that everything I'm doing is going to look good in this scaled down version. So with our nice thumbnail preview, let's fine tune our text. We want to use a nice, bold, clear font. One I like is Impact. In the character pane, we can adjust things like our line height and our letter spacing. And right now in the thumbnail view, I could see that this black text is blending in a little bit too much with the background. So let's make that stand out more. I'm going to right-click my text layer and go to Blending Options. I'm going to go to Color Overlay and set it to white. I could have also just changed the text to white, but I like to do it all via my blending options. And then I'm going to add a stroke, which is going to default to black. And that's just going to make sure that that white text is really standing off from the background. To further emphasize it, we can also add a drop shadow. And then finally, just to add a little bit of interest, I will use my free transform tool and just grab the corner and rotate it slightly. Looking at my thumbnail, the text is blending together a little bit. I'm going to try using lowercase letters. Let's also set off the second word a little bit. And I'm going to add a little bit more line height. And with that, we accomplished our goal. We've got a strong photo with a clear subject and easy to read caption overlaid.